Hey. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Marquette Lately. I'm Kennedy Coleman.
And I'm Alex Rivera Grant, and have we got a great show for you guys tonight.
Yes, and a lot has happened within the past week, but first, let's take a look at what's been happening at Marquette lately.
Now, the Marquette Wi-Fi has been acting a little weird recently. Apparently, the university sent out an email that the Wi-Fi was down, which I didn't get due to the poor Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only technology the university is having issues with. There have been several power outages this year, the most recent one being within the last couple weeks. Students are now resorting to the use of candles in their rooms, making campus feel like it did back in 1881 when Marquette was first formed.
With the warm weather, many students were begging professors to have class outside, claiming it would help them focus better. In reality, it's more like recess, but for 20-year-olds.
With only a few days of good weather, there has been a significant increase of hammocks on campus, making it difficult to walk around on campus without looking like we're in Mission Impossible.
You know. Well, senioritis is starting to kick in, and I'm still a freshman. And if you're signing up for rooms still, single rooms are gone, which means your dream of being all by yourself just got crushed. So hopefully your new roommate is out of the room a lot.
Oof. Easter is around the corner, but my Lent goal was given up way back on Ash Wednesday. Hey, I still made it 12 hours, which is a lot better than last year.
We're really proud of you, Kennedy. You did that.
Thank you.
And with Easter break coming up, many students have their own holiday traditions. But the weirdest tradition of all is that we still use it as a day to celebrate eggs and bunnies.
Talk about it. Come on. Well, stay right here. Up next, we have an interview with our very own executive producer, Larson Seaver, as he interviews Pixar's own James Ford Murphy. Stay tuned.
And Larson, a big Pixar fan, will be competing with James Ford Murphy in Pixar trivia.
Stay with us.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Action! All right, thank you, Alex and Kennedy, for giving me a moment on the desk this week. For our next guest today, you might know him from the popular short film Lava. Also, a little bit earlier, For the Birds. He is also a Marquette alum. Please welcome with me, Jim Murphy. Yeah.
Everybody.
Welcome.
Larson.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on. Well, welcome back to Marquette.
Thank you. Good
Yeah.
to be back.
Yeah. Have you noticed any differences since being here?
I don't think I've recognized anything since the time I was here.
Really?
It's changed so much.
Well, McCormick's still standing.
McCormick's still not for much longer.
Yeah, I know.
And Johnson Hall looks the same from the outside, but boy, inside is really progressed.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky.
Yeah, we have this beautiful new facility that we're so fortunate to have. I want to bring back, you lived in McCormick during your time here, right?
I did, yeah.
And you had a really cool roommate, too, Chris Farley, right?
Yeah, well, Chris was my roommate my junior year.
Your junior year. Yeah. All right.
So I lived in 201
In McCormick.
and I think Chris might have been like on the 6th or the 8th floor.
So you probably saw him.
Yeah, I met him like
halls.
probably
Yeah.
first week at Marquette. I met him.
What was that like, just seeing Chris Farley before Chris Farley?
You know, he was instantly recognizable as something special. You know, like from day one, and when we first freshman year, he was so preppy. He was all like khakis and pink polos and
I could see it just like
you know, like topsiders with no things. But then over the course of, you know, a few months, he would tear the sleeves on his pink polos, but he was great. And we were instant friends from like the first week.
Yeah.
And you know, he was as funny as you know him on television or in his movies, but even funnier.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
even funnier in the sense that he had an incredible ability to change his humor based on his audience, where he could be outlandishly crazy, you know, like we've seen him, but he could also be really subtle and make your grandmother laugh. So he really had a unique gift for humor, for sure.
He even helped you find your wife today, right?
I wouldn't say help me find my wife, but
yeah.
So Chris and I were in the same class, and we played rugby together. And then Chris's brother Kevin was 2 years younger than Chris and I, and Kathy, my wife, and Kevin were friends. So Kevin brought Kathy to one of our parties, and that's where we met.
Yeah, I should say meet. I want to talk more about like some of like what you spent time creating here. You did a lot of comics for the Tribune, right? What were those comics like?
They were fun. You know, when I came here, I really wanted to go to art school. My parents weren't big fans of me going to art school, so I ended up studying journalism. And I'd always been kind of a closet artist in high school, but never really took many art classes. And first thing I did, probably the first week, was come to the Marquette Tribune and started drawing cartoons. And they were more, at that time I was just drawing, I remember my first cartoons, a piece had fallen off the side of a building on McCormick. And no one got hurt, but I think it was a guy walking around with an umbrella, knowing that, you know, that was like the first cartoon I did. And then I was kind of off to the races, and then for 4 years I did cartoons here, and I can't remember the exact, sophomore through maybe senior year, I had a comic strip called Murphy's Law.
Yes.
And with that, that was great. That was a great opportunity for me to really be forced to draw, and to kind of like you guys here, that I had to come up with 2 ideas a week, and I had to figure out how to get them done in between school and playing rugby. And it was a great growth time for me, and a great discipline too. And I think it really, my drawing blossomed in the 4 years that I did. But Marquette didn't have an art department, but they had the newspaper. So it was, again, like taking advantage, like you guys are, of the facilities and the things that are around you to fill in the gaps and help you find your way, or expose yourself to cool opportunities.
Yeah, and that, I suppose, started off your career post-grad. We talked in another interview, you briefly mentioned you had some sort of connection with the Little Caesars mascot, am I right?
I did.
What was it?
When I worked in an animation studio in Chicago called Calabash, and Calabash did, at that time, it was all 2D ads. So 2D animation, so hand-drawn, cell-painted animation. And the biggest client was like General Mills, so we did Lucky Charms and Trix, Trix the rabbit and all that. But one of the clients was Little Caesars, so it was the pizza guy. So some of the animators were on the General Mills stuff, I was doing the Little Caesars. So I got to draw the Little Caesars guy, which was huge for me because I'm from Detroit. And if you know anything about animation, that Little Caesars character is all on ones.
Oh, yeah.
And ones is just, usually, so there's 24 frames a second, and on ones means you do 24 drawings per second. And you just get like all Richard Williams. I don't know if you know Richard Williams. Thief and the Cobbler.
Oh, yeah.
That's all on ones. So it has this really fluid movement, but it's expensive to do that many. So Little Caesars was fun because majority was on ones instead of on twos.
So like how quickly could you get out 24 sketches?
I don't know. Probably. The way it works is you would work really rough.
Oh.
So you work really rough in pencil animation, and then you shoot what's called a pencil test. And then once you feel like the movement's working, then you go to like the next level of cleanup, to where then so in those roughs you can knock out pretty fast, but then when you're kind of honing it down, it takes a little bit longer.
I suppose. Moving forward to when you moved out to LA, you got a cool job creating a video game, Torrance Passage. You even had an opportunity, you applied at Pixar before they'd even started Toy Story, and you turned it down, right? Because you didn't want to move, and totally understandable. But I remember another interview, you said that when you saw Toy Story on the screen, you were just like, I missed out, and then you just knew. Like, what were you thinking then?
Well, what happened was, I was working at Calabash doing the Little Caesars guy, and I'd heard about Toy Story from another animator that was working there. And I was at a time where I was feeling like I want to up the ante. I want something more. And he mentioned that, and I had just purchased my first computer, and I once it was like an old Mac Performa, and you just see the handwriting on the wall. Like, here's the future. You got to get in on this. So I sent a sample reel out to Pixar, and they brought me out for an interview. And it was for Toy Story. They showed me the Army Man sequence, and I was like, this is so cool. But the offer was only for 6 months.
Oh.
So it was such a dilemma where, we were living in Chicago. We just had our first child that was probably just a few months old. I had this opportunity to move to California, only have work for 6 months. So I said no. In the meantime, another company that I had interviewed with was in Seattle. So this is the Torrance Passage. So I had turned them down as well, but then they came back and kind of upped the ante a little bit. And I said to my wife, like, let's go for it. Seattle would be fun. So I worked for a year in Seattle doing this computer game, and then Toy Story came out, like Thanksgiving of '95. And I went and saw it, and I was devastated. I just saw, like, I blew it. I had the opportunity of a lifetime, and I was horrified, and I was so mad at myself that I punished myself, and I went to see the film every single day until they hired me. And I spent the weekend. I spent that weekend of Thanksgiving getting my resume, my reel, everything back together, and I had it on Pete Doctor's desk that Monday after Thanksgiving, and they called me that week, and then brought me in. I interviewed again. And they're like going, we're like, really? It's like, we're excited that you're still interested. So then they hired me. I was the first person hired after Toy Story, and I worked on A Bug's Life was the first.
So lesson learned: you want a job at Pixar, watch their movies every day until they hire you.
Right, exactly.
All right, cool. Make a mental note right there. No, seriously though, thinking about like that when you saw them, how devastated you were. Are there like movies that come out that you didn't work on with Pixar, but like because you were working on another film, and you just saw that and you're like, man, I wish I worked on that one. That would have been so much fun.
Yeah, I would say so. I think I'm proud of all the movies that we've done as a studio.
Any in particular that you just wish that you had the opportunity to animate on?
I would say Coco.
Oh,
I didn't get to work on Coco. I thought that was wonderful. Incredibles 2 I didn't get to work on.
Yeah.
And the stuff I've been doing lately is I haven't been working on the films. I've been doing the promo work for the film.
Yeah, you just did Toy Story 4's promo, right?
Yeah, so I'm doing that now. So I'm currently, doing that now. So that's really fun. It's a whole nother avenue of like doing all these great little vignettes with these characters and TV commercials and all kinds of fun stuff.
That's awesome. I have some questions I threw out to like some audience members to see what if they had anything they wanted to ask. One that I found was interesting. The most complex character that you had to animate, who would that be?
I would say probably one of the Nemo characters.
Yeah. Was there any specific one on Nemo that you worked on?
I'm trying to think. Probably Hank.
The octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then, if you were stuck on an island with one Pixar character, who would you want to be stuck? Who would you want it to be?
It'd either be Sid from Toy Story or Darla from Finding Nemo.
That's Darla. Darla. Why Darla?
I don't know. I just thought it was
All right. Quick before we go to break, I want to play.
by the way, they're dating.
They are.
Yeah.
Sid and Darla are dating.
That'd be a good little short, wouldn't it?
That would be a really interesting short. I would love
Sid
to
and
see
Darla.
that. Speaking of shorts, I actually want to play a quick game with you. I have several pitches for you, and let's just see let's see if any of them stick for you. All right, my first one. A turtle must prove its love to a hedgehog.
Do you have a title for it?
It's a working title. I didn't get one for that yet. I'm sorry. These are just rough pitches.
Okay.
I'm just hoping one of them stick.
You haven't really fleshed them out at all?
Not quite. What about the Charmin commercial, but a movie? Just a bunch of bears that love toilet paper.
I like that. It's soft and strong.
All right. The Wonder Pets, but even more pets.
Wow.
And then, wait, this is my personal favorite. Toy Story, but the toys don't come to life. And he just walks into the room and he's like, your toys. And maybe one goes missing and it just finds out that he left it in the car or something.
Yeah, and then no one goes out to find them because they're just toys.
They're just toys. They're just toys. Yeah. So it's more following Andy and his mom finding the toys.
Larson, you're very clever.
Thank you. Thank you. This is what I hope to do someday. When we return, we're going to face off in Pixar trivia.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
All right, welcome back. So last fall, we played Pixar Trivia. You can watch the video on the Marquette Journal. I didn't think it was quite fair. You beat me, but I need a second chance. I really do think that I know Pixar.
Rematch?
So this is a rematch. This is Pixar Trivia Round 2. Kennedy, you're asking the questions. I haven't seen any.
All right,
Take it
let's
away.
get started. Question number 1. What magical creature led Merida to a witch in Brave?
Wisp.
Wow, that's correct. That's correct. That's so good. I had no
All
idea.
right. Okay.
Okay, next up, this one's for you, Larson. Who voiced Remy in Ratatouille?
Oh, Patton Oswalt.
Wow, that's correct again.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Might I add an
Yes.
underrated Pixar movie? I feel like a lot of people forget about it. I love it so much.
Props given, were they much required? Next question. What fraternity does Mike Wazowski join in Monsters University?
XO.
Otherwise known as?
Delta
We'll give it
Omega.
We'll give it to you. Otherwise known as Uzma Kappa.
Who's my cat? There you
to
go.
you.
Nice. Next question. A dancing sheep must rediscover his zest for life in this Pixar short.
Oh, wait. Say that one more time.
A dancing sheep must rediscover his zest for life in this Pixar short.
A dancing sheet. Oh, my goodness. It's not Presto. No. Is it Presto?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Nope.
What was it? Oh, wait.
You have
Bounded.
a chance to steal.
Boundin'.
Boundin' is the
Bounded.
correct answer.
Yes. Yes. Shoot.
All right.
All right.
Now this one might be a tough one. What Showtime series do 3 Nemo characters have roles in?
Showtime.
Say it one more time.
What
Is this for me or for you?
That would be for
It's
you.
for me. Oh.
What Showtime series do 3 Nemo actors have roles in?
See, I don't watch Showtime.
Parks and Recreation.
Nope. You want to steal?
Like Showtime isn't like the streaming
Showtime, the
service?
premium station.
Okay.
Showtime. Yes.
Yeah. I only have it because of Hulu. I'm trying to think of all the shows that are on there, and I can
Oh, I know
only
what it
think
is.
of one.
It's an older one. I'll give you
I'm
that.
gonna say Homeland.
Nope.
What was it?
I'll give it to you. The correct answer is Weeds.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah. So the voices behind Nemo, Marlin, and Coral, and also the actors were all a part of this series. So yeah, that was a really tough
all
one.
right.
And then Dory would be Modern Family, right? Where there would only be 2. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right.
I didn't read that much into it.
All right. I'm gonna bring it back to let's tie it up.
Okay. What 3 Pixar short films are rated PG by MPAA?
The short films get ratings. Oh.
Apparently. I had no idea, but I guess parents want to know what the kids are watching still.
Wow. I'm just trying to think of like storyline. What would be like a little like
Little.
Let's go with Bow. We'll go Bow. There were 3, you said?
Yes.
Bow. I don't know why. I'm just gonna say Blue Umbrella, and
Couple more seconds.
Sanjay Super Team.
You had one of them, but do you think you can get all 3?
I can try.
Okay.
I'll say Sanjay Super Team.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. One Man Band.
Nope.
Let me just try one more. What would
Okay.
it be? I don't know.
Okay. The correct answer was Party Central, Sanjay Super Team, and Pearl.
Pearl.
Moving right along. Let's try to save this, okay?
Okay.
Sorry
So
about
what?
that.
Sorry about that. So what is Pixar's first short film to be screened to the public? They should be able to bring it back full circle.
It would be your question.
Yes.
Luxo.
That's correct.
Although,
Yeah.
all right.
Next question. What is Pixar's first computer animated feature film?
Oh, feature Toy Story.
Toy Story. All right.
Cool.
Well,
Cool.
one final question.
All right.
When was Finding Nemo released? The exact release date, if anyone can get it.
The
It's yours.
exact release date?
Yes.
2001.
No. 2001.
I'm going to guess
close.
Thanksgiving Day 2006.
No. 2001 was closer. 2003. May 30th, 2003. So
Not even the Thanksgiving Day release.
you want to wrap
All
this
right.
up? Do we have a
a
winner? And our winner is our very own head of Pixar Animation,
Well,
Jim. Give it up.
it was much closer this time around. It was much closer this time around, but you beat me fair and square. We'll see Jim next year for round 3.
Round 3.
3.
All right, when we return, we have more Marquette lately, so stick around.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Marquette Lately.
Alex, do we have a birthday in the house?
We sure do. Our very own executive producer, Larson Seaver. It's his birthday today. Yeah.
Yes. And to celebrate, we have a very special birthday segment. So please welcome Larson, MUTV General Manager Tara Schumel, and Assistant Producer David Klinger.
Come on out. Yeah. Larson, you can stand right there for right now. Okay. So Tara, Dave, you are going to be playing Larson Trivia to see who knows him better. But, you know, we won't be the one who's like conducting this. It'll actually be Larson.
Right. So similar to the roommate game, both of our contenders here will be able to write down their responses once Larson asks the question. And then after that, we'll get Larson's response and see if their answers ring into what he said.
Ooh, friendships are being tested today. We're going to go over here.
I hope you guys are ready. Right. This is going to be really interesting.
You're going down.
Tara,
No,
you
I'm
said
not.
you always win.
I always win.
All right, this is quite the surprise. All right, so question 1. What is Larson's favorite non-Pixar or non-animated movie?
Oh, what?
That's like 50.
There is a correct answer. There is. There's a specific reason, too, for reasons I can't say.
Wait,
All
say
right.
the question again.
I'm done.
My favorite movie, non-Pixar, non-animated.
Doesn't matter. I'm overthinking this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Tara. You got to write something down.
Nope. That's not it. That's
All right,
embarrassing.
I've been done. Like, I'm just
Let
waiting.
him go first.
Well, no, because you got to give an answer. You're going to pass on this? All right, David.
Is it the ant bully?
Okay, well, the ant bully is animated, so.
Oh,
no.
wait.
The correct.
Do I have to answer
The
any of them?
correct answer was Boyhood.
Oh, my God.
12 year in the making film. Very underrated. Anyways, or appropriately rated? Okay.
All right,
Other than
let's
being
go.
a producer for MUTV, what does Larson like to do in his spare time? I don't even know.
Spare
the
time.
What do I like to do?
You like to, let's see.
Ooh, that was.
Do you want me to give my answer first and see if they're right? Or? Yeah, so I would give my answer. I guess in my spare time.
Do I have to give one answer or can I give like 10? I'm
I think
missing
you gotta
something.
stick with one.
What? I just wrote down
All right.
3.
All right.
That's fair.
I'm done.
In my spare time,
See, he don't even know the answer.
I just like to watch TV shows.
What'd you say?
I said cook eggs specifically.
Okay, you know what? I do like to cook.
He does like to
I
cook.
like to cook.
I said make movies, but then I said look up photos of pugs, and then I said watch/recite vines. So I think
Does
I
that
win.
You know
count?
what? That's close enough. We'll give it to
What?
Tim.
Are you kidding me? But he does like to cook eggs.
What is Larson's favorite snack?
What?
I
I'm
want to
gonna
know.
say.
Who
You want to
came
know
up-
your favorite
Who brought
snack?
up these questions? I'm just curious. They're good questions.
Was it David and I?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Okay, I'm done.
Favorite snack? No, you can't be doing. Dude, this is so wrong.
I love this question.
He's questioning everything right now.
All right.
All right. What's your answer?
I guess my answer would be I didn't even think of it. I just like food. I guess.
So
my
if we put down
answer
a food,
would
we won?
be the Cape Cod kettle cooked chips.
What?
How about that?
That is so
If you
specific.
got that, I'm
Oh,
leaving.
I
is
said
it
Tangled, like the restaurant on campus.
I said goldfish.
I haven't had goldfish in a while, but they are a good favorite when I do return to them. All
No
right,
points?
I like this one.
It's
Well-
just 1-0. Just so you know.
All right.
I recently took the quiz on Pottermore, and I was talking about this for a while. What house did I say that I got put in?
Oh my God, this
Wait,
is so
which one
easy.
do you think you got put in?
No, what house did I get put in according to Pottermore?
Okay, I'm gonna write this down, but I'm pretty
Some
sure this is
people-
the one you wanted to
Easy.
be put in. Ah, this is tricky.
All right, what is it?
All right, so Pottermore put me in Slytherin.
I said Hufflepuff.
So did I.
Yes, Hufflepuff was
You
the
are such a
answer.
Hufflepuff.
All right, we'll go with one more question.
How was it?
This
is hard.
All right, land
for all the
on
marbles.
this. This is a Pixar episode. Ready? We know that Larson loves Pixar, clearly, right? All right, what's my favorite Pixar film?
Film or short?
Film.
Okay. Okay.
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, give us a hint.
No, no
Yes.
hints. No hints.
We're getting
There
hints.
is a poster of it in my apartment.
Easy. Easy.
Did I buy you the poster?
No. Bought it at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Okay.
No, I don't even know if this is.
All right, what is it?
I'll wait for Tara.
This is wrong.
You good? It's clearly the only right answer, which is Wall-E.
Up.
I put Coco. I don't even think that's a Pixar movie.
Wow.
It is a Pixar movie.
Clearly-
You also spelled it wrong. But like, you spelled like the hot cocoa.
I was under stress, okay?
It's
I got
fine.
nervous.
You know what? We'll still give it to Tara. I appreciate it because Coco would be maybe my second.
I am a horrible friend,
Thank
apparently.
Well,
I got
well played.
you.
Well played.
I
I
was
guess
not
I'm just a
expecting
closed book. So,
I'm sorry.
I guess you are.
all right, guys. Thank you so much for this.
Does that
That
mean
was
I
a really
win?
fun game.
Really, the test of
Do I
friendship.
get anything? Bad, but like you won, but like you didn't get anything.
Can I introduce the nice guest?
Not yet, because we have a surprise, don't we, Kennedy?
Yes.
Tell them what the surprise is.
Maybe the surprise knows.
I don't know what the surprise
I think you're right, Alex. Bring in Nunu.
Bring in Nunu.
Everyone say hi, Nunu.
Hi, Nunu.
It's not ours.
Isn't she beautiful?
We stole a dog.
Alex.
So a big happy birthday to you, Larson.
Sincerely, Alex. Woo, give it up.
He's so
She is. Keep petting her. Sincerely, Larson, you are so amazing, and we love you so much and can never thank you enough for all you've been able to help us do with Marquette lately.
So we have to say
Happy birthday from Marquette lately.
And we're done yet. To help us, do it right, we have the golden blue. Yeah, come on. guys do your thing, we're gonna get the dog off stage.
One, two, three. It's a quarter past midnight as we cut through the city. The streets are getting restless, good times, bad decisions. It's a quarter past midnight and the sirens are mending some hearts. But we're the losers on the back seat, singing love will tear us apart. It's a quarter past midnight, still avoiding tomorrow. It's a quarter past midnight, but we just can't keep on running, running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away, 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 away. Oh, oh, this is my favorite part. Oh, we can stay all together before it falls apart. Oh, it's a quarter past midnight and the speakers are blowing. We want their bodies on the billboards, not their lives underneath them. And now we're crawling up the walls again, and it's a quarter past 12. And you said we'd leave this place in dust and fall from heaven straight through hell. I never knew what I had. We never knew what we had. We keep on running, running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away, 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 oh, away, away, oh, oh. Why are we always chasing after something, like we're trying to throw our lives away, 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 oh, away, away, oh, oh. This is my favorite part, oh, helping me piece it all together, darling, before it falls apart. Oh, help me piece it all together. I can't remember. I can't remember. I can't remember. I can't remember. It's a quarter past midnight and the secrets are flowing. My lips are getting looser. I don't know what I'm saying. We never knew what we had. I never knew what I had. We keep on running, running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away, 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 oh, away, away, oh, oh. Why are we always chasing after something, like we're trying to throw our lives away, 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 oh, away. Like we're trying to throw our lives away, 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 oh, away, away, oh, oh. This is my favorite part, helping me piece it all together, darling, before it falls apart. Oh, helping me piece it all together.
Everybody give it up for the Golden! Keep it going!
Yes. I believe we have one more little special thing. Take it away whenever you're ready, and we'll join along.
Since it's Larson's birthday, we'd love to sing happy birthday for you. Before we go, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
I didn't want to mess up the harmony. You guys are amazing. I mean, come on, a round of applause again for them. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We love having a cappella groups on here because y'all are so talented. And thank you for James Ford Murphy for being on tonight's show.
Thanks again, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.